Alright, so boom, you're in the middle of a geometry class. Your teacher is teaching, you don't understand the work, you don't even feel like doing the work, and you have a test in 3 weeks. Now, before you throw in the towel, let me give you one last piece of hope. Here in today's video, we're going to be doing a geometry guide, part 1 of a series that'll guaranteed help you solve any geometry problem. No questions asked. If you're interested, let's hop right in. Alright guys, for all my fam out there that's struggling with geometry, I'm here. So, geometry covers a wide range of topics. We're going from lines and angles all the way to points, shapes, dimensions, all sorts of stuff. We're going to take it one step at a time. So in today's video, we're going over angles. What are angles? Angles are where two lines meet. So for instance here, we have an example where these two lines meet. They created two angles. Some pair of lines only create one angle. But here we have multiple examples. Here, for instance, these two lines crossed over each other, creating four angles. Here in this rectangle, we have a top line and the line on the left. They created an angle here at the top left. Here, for instance, in this triangle, we have this right line and this bottom line that created this angle in the bottom right. So as you can see, an angle is just formed where two lines meet. Now in today's video, we're going to be going more into depth with transverse and parallel lines. Let's get started. Alright, so here I have a picture that you're all probably familiar with. This picture alone, this parallel lines and a transverse, this is probably going to get you the most out of what you need for your angles. So what are parallel lines? Lines that never touch. So for instance, these two lines, the one that runs directly parallel to the ground, and this second one right here. So these lines, the 1 and 2 right here, these two lines, they never touch. But however, this transverse, a transverse by the way, cuts through the parallel lines. So without a transverse, these parallel lines would have just been something like this. You'd have probably just had two lines right there that will never touch. Those two lines will never touch. Unfortunately, they were cut through by a transverse. Remember, a transverse cuts through the parallel line. So that's where you have this line right here, drawn right through. Now let's get into the angles. All right, so here are the angles that we have to be familiar with when we're solving any different type of geometric problem. So first we have vertical angles. Now these angles are opposite of each other. So for instance, you have 2 and 3, they're direct opposites. Now this also goes for 1 and 4 because they are directly opposite of each other. So I wrote here equal, meaning that 2 and 3 will always be equal to each other. So if 2 was maybe 160 degrees, 3 would be 160 degrees. If 1 was maybe, let's say 20 degrees, 4 would also be 20 degrees. And the same thing goes for the ones at the bottom too. The 6 and 7, those are vertical angles. 5 and 8 are vertical angles. Here we have alternate interior angles. These are the angles on the insides of the parallels, but on the other side of the transversal. So they're on the inside. So we're taking out 1, 2, 7, and 8. These don't matter when we're looking at alternate interior angles. So we're looking at 3, 4, 5, and 6. So alternate interior angles would be on the insides of the parallels, we have that, but they're on the opposite sides, the other sides of the transversal. Remember, the transversal cuts through the parallel lines. So alternate interior angles in this case would be 4 and 5. They're on the insides, but they're on the other side of the transversal. So it won't be 4 and 6 because 6 is still on the same side of the transversal as 4. So it would be 4 and 5. Now the other one, you guessed it, would be 3 and 6. 3 is on the lower side of the transversal, while 6 is on the other side of the transversal. So alternate interior angles would be 4 and 5, as well as 3 and 6. Now these angles would be equal to each other. Alright, so same side interior angles are angles on the inside and the same side of the transverse. So you're looking at 4 and 6 as well as 3 and 5. These are the angles on the inside, but they're on the same side of the transverse. So 4 and 6 are on this side, while 3 and 5 are on this side, making them same side interior angles because they're on the inside and on one side of the transverse. That's the difference between alternate interior angles and same side interior angles. Now we're looking at supplementary angles. Supplementary angles are basically angles that just add up to 180 degrees. So same side interior angles will be classified as supplementary angles because in this case, they may not have a line separating them, but in this case right here, they are on the same line. And these are angles, meaning that now 4 and 6 are supplementary. So if there were equations here, you would combine these equations and set them equal to 180 degrees. Likewise with 3 and 5. 3 and 5 are supplementary and also same side interior angles because these angles together will add up to give you 180 degrees. Try it on your own at home. You know, at home, just create 2 parallel lines, put a transverse, and you know, measure with you can use a protractor, measure the degree of angle 4 and the degree of angle 6, and you'll find out that they should both equal 180 degrees. Now supplementary angles, as I said before, simple enough, add up to 180 degrees. So you're looking at 5 and 6, 7 and 8. You're looking at 1 and 2, 3 and 4, but now also same side interior angles as mentioned before. So 4 and 6 and 3 and 5. Alright you guys, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you hit that like button, share, subscribe, all that stuff. Make sure you also comment in the comment section what you want me to do for my next video, whether it's geometry or algebra related. I got you. But that's it guys. And also make sure you go watch my last video on how to factor trinomials. Simple, easy, and quick. That's it guys. Appreciate it. Stay safe and God bless.